Hola brujerías. I'm back, and this is a very important video. This video is going to be linked in my freebie, so I have to get it out today. I'm really excited about this. I had a couple of clients go through it, and they said they had transformations, which is what I live for, is transformation. So this video is touching on desires, why pinpointing your desires will change your reality into the reality that you're living today and into the reality that you have been dreaming of. Everything I share on this channel, I use science-based tools, science-based methods to reprogram your subconscious. Basically, I teach you how to get yourself as healthy, wealthy, and loved as you want. That's what I do, because I truly believe that if we want something and we've wanted it for 3 weeks, 6 weeks, a month, 4 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, and we still don't have it, that's because we are blocking that abundance, that blessing ourselves. The reason I say this is because desires, once they enter into our consciousness, once we realize, oh, I really want that, once we have that conscious thought, that means that it is ready, to come into our reality. It's knocking on the door and we are not opening it. That door is concrete shut. We're not ready for that gift. Now, as soon as we're able to accept that abundance and we're on that same frequency as our desire, that's when things flood in naturally. That's when people start saying, oh, you're so lucky. That's when people start saying, oh, you have this because of this, or, you just have these things seemingly fall into your lap. Now, you know that you've been working on the underneath. Other people aren't going to see that. They're just going to see that your life is blessed, your life is charmed, that you're so lucky, and you always get what you want somehow. I am so powerful at this point in my life that I have to be seriously careful what I wish for. And that is a blessing, because I have been studying these things for years, almost a decade now. And I'm so proud that I can put all of it together in this fail-proof method that will show you how to do the same for yourself. Now, if you are like me, you like to have coaches and guides along with you so that you can get to the bottom of it and see your blind spots more quickly, then I'm here for that. If not, just keep following this channel. I'm going to give you the tools and tricks that you need and can use to figure this out on your own. And that is 100% okay as well. However you want to do this, this is your journey, this is your story, and you're writing it, whether you realize it or not. Okay, so that brings me into the whole desire tidbit. Motorcycle. When you want something, right? There's a few reasons why you could want something for a long period of time and not be achieving it, obtaining it, welcoming it, calling it in. Now, one, it's not actually your desire. It's your neighbor's desire, or your friend's desire for you, or your parents' desire for you, your spouse's desire for you, or what you think you should want based off of whatever happened in childhood. Those desires take a monumental amount of effort to come to fruition. And when they do come to fruition, you don't feel happy, you don't feel satisfied, you don't feel as fulfilled. For example, say you love BMW and all of your friends drive Mercedes and they all have a white Mercedes and you want a black BMW. But you know that your friends, you're getting a new car, everybody's excited that you're going to go get a white Mercedes like them, right? And you end up going to get that white Mercedes to make everybody happy, or because you think that, oh, maybe they're right, maybe the black BMW isn't for me, maybe whatever. But you sat inside of that car, you've test driven it, and you know that it lit you up inside. You felt something in that car, it resonated with you, it got you going, it made you want to go places. But you got the Mercedes. Now, you have a beautiful car. Mercedes are gorgeous cars. You have something that people are celebrating because it's like them. It's, it's accepted. They're happy about it. It's what they thought that you should want. And you're still not satisfied. You know you have a great car, but you still want that BMW. So that's a silly, silly example, but we can play this out in so many more insidious ways. People can get into marriages because of this. People can have children for this reason. People can have entire career paths, years and decades of their, like years and years of their lives dedicated to this career path that doesn't really call to them. And that's not what we're here to do. We are here to see what lights us up and how being that lit up can contribute to society. This stuff lights me up. I can talk about this all day long, forever. I can sit and talk to people and help them uncover their subconscious beliefs all day long, every day. And I love it. I love it. This is what lights me up. And this is how I can be of service at this point in time to the universe. And I'm so grateful for that. So, okay, one, you check to see if it is your desire. And I'll give you a way you can kind of start breaking that down a little bit to check into that. Now, the second thing is, does it have ecology? Ecology. So that means, is it for my highest good, and is it for the highest good of the entire world? So how the heck do you tell if it's for your highest good, let alone the highest good of the whole world? That's a self-test, right? So even if you go to therapy and you're talking to a therapist, they don't give you the answers. They make you check inside yourself to see if that answer feels true to you. Now they can guide you, and they'll guide you along, but ultimately the truth is we are us, right? You are the only person in your body, in your life, in your experience who truly can give you that answer you seek. Now, the guidance helps with blind spots and things like that. So, one way to check is, would I suggest this to my best friend, for example? Like, if it were something they were doing and I was my best friend, what would I say to myself for this choice? And two, a lot of times we already know. I know that I desire or I want to eat a whole sleeve of Oreos. I love the dark chocolate Oreos. Oh my gosh. I can actually eat an entire sleeve and then have some milk and want some more. I want that sometimes, right? But I know that that's not for my highest good. I already know that. I already know that that will make me feel sick. I actually don't eat cane sugar or corn syrup or any of that stuff at all. So I would probably be like passed out sick. I know that that's not for my highest good. So we can do little checks, and we always have that intuitive feeling. Now, this one is also really beautiful because whatever is for your highest good is for the highest good of your loved ones and of the collective. This is why. Whatever elevates you, even if it's unpopular opinion, it ends up elevating the entire collective because you elevated your own energy, your own vibration. That means you are adding to the elevation of the vibration of the collective. And what will happen is the people around you will end up vibrating higher too if they're capable and they're ready. And if they're not, yeah, they might fall away. They may fall away and they may come back. But you're also giving them that space for them to see somebody in their vicinity rising up and becoming a higher vibration. That is so insanely powerful and beautiful. The more successful I become, the more inspiring I am to the people around me. And then they end up doing crazy, inspiring things that inspire me. And it's just a beautiful flow of energy. Now, I want you guys to understand that I'm forming these videos and these tools because I am somebody who has slept in my car. I have had to eat a can of beans over the span of 2 days to be able to feed myself. I have worked 3 jobs and had no money. I have found myself in a string of toxic relationship after toxic relationship after toxic relationship. I have been somebody who went to the gym and had absolutely no success and still could not stand my body. It wasn't what I felt was my body. I didn't feel comfortable. I felt unhealthy. I felt sick. I had 5 figures of debt. I'm now in the top 3% of Americans. So these tools that I'm saying, they may seem very simple. And I'm doing that on purpose. I am simplifying all of the years of struggle and learning that I had to do to learn these things and putting them in very, very simple, everyday, basic language. Okay, and I will put a little exercise for you to do. The last thing we said, desires, To check if it's your desire, check for ecology. Yeah, and the third part would be check for hidden subconscious beliefs. So basically, if you want something and you don't have it, there is a subconscious block in there holding you back. And there are a lot of different ways we can go into checking that. I do have a system for that. It's way too convoluted to get into on this video. I'm trying to keep this video under 15 minutes if possible. So, but I will get into how that works. But the very first thing is figure out what you want. This is what we're going to do. So you take that paper, you write wish list. In your dominant hand, it's fine. Write out the 10 things that you want. And then in the non-dominant hand, underneath, leave some space underneath each one, write out, I want this because. And keep writing until you know there's nothing left. It will feel like you have nothing else to say. And that's why switching to the non-dominant hand, it actually allows the subconscious to come up because we're not doing something that we're used to doing all of the time. It's a little bit of a difference, and it welcomes the subconscious into playing with us. So another thing you'll want to do before you start the exercise, do a little bit of rapid fire. Close your eyes, take some deep breaths, ask yourself some easy questions, a number from 1 through 10. What is my name? How old am I? Things that are obviously have obvious answers. Okay, then write out that list. If you're using the voice note, the note on your device, use a voice note instead of typing or texting it out. And both ways, I suggest doing a small meditation. I suggest doing a little bit of breath work to just kind of get yourself out of your brain and back into your body and your subconscious, because that's where all the wisdom is held. That's where the answers are held. So that's step 1. And step 2, let me explain this ecology thing a little bit more, the highest good thing. Say you want a partner. You want a partner, and there's nothing wrong with wanting a partner, and something wrong with wanting to love and be loved, all of that. That's all beautiful. And I think that's a fairly common desire in most people. But say you want a partner, and you only want a partner, the specific person that is already with someone else. And in order for you to be with that person, you are wishing the destruction of the relationship on somebody else who has been working diligently at that relationship, and you want to take it away so that you can have a relationship with that person. That is not in ecology, and you are putting destructive energy out, which may or may not work, but you're taking energy away from yourself. You're taking energy away from your life. And there is the thing that we commonly call karma, and there's many different explanations, and the way that I'm speaking of it in this video, don't come at me. I understand what karma truly is, but the way I'm speaking of it in this video, just to simplify it all, is I'm saying that destructive energy will come back to you. There's negative destructive energy and positive destructive energy. I'm talking about negative destructive energy, and that will come back to you. Because energy always comes back. It might be a year later in the form of something completely seemingly unrelated. But we cannot wish these things on others. Remember, the law of divine oneness is something I believe very strongly in, and if you believe in that too, then it states that we are all one. We are all connected. Everything and living being is connected. Everything has energy. So when you're wishing destruction on that person and what they built, you're simultaneously wishing destruction on yourself. And here's where the science comes in. Subconsciously, we don't know the difference. Our subconscious does not know the difference between you gossiping about that person and you talking about yourself. Our subconscious does not know the difference between you saying you wish this fell apart for them versus, oh, I wish this fell apart for myself. Subconscious doesn't know the difference. So remember this too. This is very important. Your subconscious is simply the messenger. It's giving a message to the universe, and the universe will do everything in its power to prove that message right, or to meet that message, accommodate that message, to make that message come true. So the subconscious holds the answers to everything. And guys, I really believe we have to learn this. I believe the new era of this world that we live in, this reality that we live in, this is going to be an essential understanding. We're going to have to know this. So, okay, let's just recap this. It's over 15 minutes, or just around 15 minutes, I think. So, to recap, 1, figure out what your desires are. Take out that paper and pencil or your voice note, write out wish list, so 1 through 10. Give yourself 10. If 5 feels better, 5 to 10. Okay, write them out. Underneath, say, I want this because, and this is very important to keep writing, because you may say you want a house or a home or a house to let's say, to be a landlord for, so that you can make money, because it's the smart thing to do. I want this because that's the way to wealth. And you keep writing, and especially if you switch to a non-dominant hand or a way of writing, some things may come out that you were not expecting. For example, I had a client do it on the same topic. That's what she desired. And she said, so that my dad will finally love me and recognize me. So that my dad will know that I'm amazing. So that I'm not a loser anymore. So this little tiny exercise does 2 things. 1, it helps us see if it's mainly your desire, or if it's desires that are for somebody else, that are from somebody else. And also, you'll see some fears come out. Now, fears are the same thing as subconscious blocks. We want to be able to pick those out. And picking them out is half the battle. A lot of times these things are running our lives and we have no idea. We have no idea. And that's what stops us from having everything we want. So that's the first exercise I could give you. There's another one where we could dig deeper into the fears, more where we could talk to the subconscious. But again, that is a beautiful start. That is a beautiful start. And do this, listen to yourself, and see what really comes out. See if there's any patterns that you can identify. See if there's any patterns that just keep coming up. Is it all for freedom? Is it all for safety? Is it all for love? Like, you'll see some patterns. If you want more details on exercises to do, I do have a little free guide in my stan.store or something. I think it's called stan something. I'm really excited about it. I think that it can be helpful for you, and I hope that it is. I went through it and I found something at this next level I'm in, and I'm really excited. I hope this really helps you. And just remember this, that all desires do is point us in the direction of what's next for us. Even if it turns out not to be your desire, but it's somebody else's, clearing that out makes way for what is truly for you. And once you have that clarity, everything starts to fall into place. Once we remove those blocks, everything floods you, all the good floods you, and it is such an amazing, amazing place to be in. I'm going to say this last thing, that if you are anywhere where I was when you were working so hard, or maybe you have things that are picture perfect, but you're still seeking, you're still not exactly happy with where you are, try these tips. Because, again, if you're anything like me, you're doing your very best. You're doing everything that you know how to do, and it's not working. It's not working, so why not try something new? There's no harm in any of these little exercises I'm going to give you. There's no harm in listening to meditations. There's no harm in subliminals or breath work. And of course, always refer first to your primary physician or your mental health practitioner and seek their counsel on any of these tools. I push these tools because they changed my entire life, and I am so grateful, and I want to be part of the solution and showing everybody how you can change your own life too. I hope this helps you. Grab the freebie. It gives you a little more details on a few other ways that you can clear out the path for your desires to come to you in your life. And with that, I say ciao for now. Thank you so much for listening. I will be back with more. Until then, remember the answers are all within you.